Alright guys, welcome to another beer review. Got some German craft beer today, and I think this is a brewery that I have covered before. I could be wrong. If so, I will put other reviews that I've done of this brewery down below. I can't remember what I did on the old channel and what I've done on this channel. I might at some point slowly take the videos down from my old channel and upload them here because there were some really interesting beers. But yeah, weird cat sound. Today's beer is from the Schönramer brewery, which is coming out of Schönram, surprisingly. And yeah, this is the Indian Pale Ale, clocking in at a whopping 7.8%. So yeah, I have had this before. I have had this before. And I think this was one of the very first beers that I bought, well, craft beers that I bought from Beretta. And yeah, it was the first time I went to Beretta because you got like a 10% discount coupon for going to the beer festival. And I was like so excited to be able to spend it. And yeah, this is one of those beers. I'm sorry, the cat is going a little bit crazy right now for no good reason. From what I remember, it was really damn good. Yeah, do you need a poo? I take that as a yes then. I remember this, for some reason, reminding me of Punk IPA, but that was a long time ago, so I'm happy to revisit this one. And it's a really relatively cheap beer as well. I think I paid about €2 at most for it. So for some craft beer, €2, £1.80, something like that, you're not really going to complain. And I've been enjoying German craft beer for the most part. But anyway, really nice label. It's got a good mixture of old and new. Of course, that like contemporary chic sort of thing going on. On the back, really nice and simple, just some information. And then you've got the Schönramer crown there, which is a brewery that was established in 1780. So it's a fairly traditional brewery, and they're one of the few that are actually going into the craft beer market. Well, I say one of the few. There's quite a few now, actually, from what I can gather, and a lot of brewers from the bigger breweries have started to do their own craft beer line and that sort of thing, which is great. The German craft beer scene is still really young, but there's some really fantastic beers that rival even some of the more established and critically acclaimed craft brewers out there. But anyway, let's get this beer opened and poured, if I can use this bottle opener properly. And yeah, nothing going on in terms of gun smoke there. So let's pour it into a glass. Just going to pour it all in. I'm not sure if it's bottle conditioned. I'll have a check in a minute. But yeah, it's pouring nicely. It's one of the things that I say a lot, but I don't think I've really had a beer that's poured horribly, and I don't think I've had a beer that's looked horrible. And I actually mentioned that in the review that I recorded earlier today. No, I don't think it is bottle conditioned, but I'll give it a little bit of a shake up anyway, see if there is anything in there. And there we go. So, beer in a glass, using the ever unreliable lighting in this room, and relatively clear. In fact, yeah, almost crystal clear. Nice small amounts of carbonation going on in there. It's got like a really nice deep orange, kind of sunset, but it gets a bit more yellow at the bottom. Nice amber marmalade sort of tones, what you would expect from an IPA. And the body itself in the glass as it is doesn't look too thick. So the head is one finger's worth of frothy, slightly off-white head, and yeah, looks really, really nice. Another thing that I say a hell of a lot. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's see what it smells like. It's biscuity, malty. You're getting some slight fruity notes there, but not too much. It's not like a zesty, citrusy IPA. They are there, but it's more like sugared sweets, candied sugar, that sort of thing. Really nice and mellow. Smells really good actually when you get a good whiff of it. So, looks good, smells good. Let's see what it tastes like. Cheers. Well, I can tell you now that it actually tastes not like a punk IPA like I first thought. It shows you how long, how much I've progressed since then, even though that's not really that much. But yeah, really nice, striking bitterness up front, but it mellows out really quickly. It's got like some really resiny floral notes. Because when you first take a swig of it, I don't know what you get. Let's have another one. When you first get a swig, you get some slight fruitiness. This is more of like flavour wise, it's like a slightly, I don't know, it's like a cross between, you know, a fairly traditional malty biscuity IPA and like an East Coast IPA. It's like a good like middle point between those two styles. You are getting that biscuity, bready, malty characteristic, but you're also getting ever so slight tropical, fruity, hoppy notes in there as well. But once you've got that flavour, you almost get like a reminds of like Parma violets, and then it goes into a nice bitterness. Very, very slight hint of maybe a licorice in there as well. And, you know, it's 7.8%. You can't really taste the alcohol though. It is nicely masked, nicely balanced. And it has got, the body is a little bit heavier than it looks, but it's not like really heavy, not like, you know, like a double IPA or anything like that. In fact, actually, this could be a double IPA for a lot of people actually. But it's not as like, not as heavy or foreboding as that. Well, foreboding is like when like something's about to happen. You know what I mean? Yeah, this is a really, really nice little Indian Pale Ale. More, you know, the more I'm thinking about it, the more leaning onto a double IPA, but I'm not going to complain. I do like a good double IPA. Yeah, like a grapefruit licorice sort of vibe going on in that bitterness as it rests. Yeah, I don't know why I thought this reminded me of Brewdog's Punk IPA. It's a completely different monster. I wouldn't say it's as good as that because Punk IPA is one of my favourite beers. But it's a really, really good example of German craft beer. Not sure how fresh the bottle is, but it's going to go out of date, you know, in December this year. So yeah, I'm still getting flavours, and to be honest, that alcohol content is probably going to keep it a bit more longer than most. It's not really got the freshest of flavours, but I'm not going to complain. It's just a really good double IPA, but it's like a weird hybrid of like a traditional malty English IPA and like an American East Coast fruity IPA, and it's a really nice, you know, culmination of both styles, and really damn good. So I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10. So it's an 8 out of 10 from me for the Indian Pale Ale from Schönramer Brewery. It actually tastes a lot better than I remember it even, because when I first tasted it, to me it reminded me of like a homebrew version of Punk IPA or like a clone of Punk IPA, but it's not, you know, the same sort of IPA as a Punk IPA, if you get what I mean. I don't enjoy it as much as a Punk IPA, but it's a damn good Indian Pale Ale and a really good example of German craft brewing. So if you want to find out more about this beer in the brewery, then links will be down below. Any English language beer reviews of this beer that I find on YouTube, I'll put in the description box. Also, like I said, if I have got Schönramer beer reviews uploaded on the old channel, links will be down below. Check out the IPA playlist, check out my Instagram, and yeah, subscribe to the channel for more videos. So thank you guys for watching, and I shall see you in the next beer review, which, the one that I'm recording after this one, should be a very special one indeed. Not that it really matters. And there I go again, making another reference to how fractured my uploading system is. See you guys later.